Yeah, I see you, buddy. I see you. If any of this content interests you, do me a huge favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all new uploads. What's going on, YouTube? Yamayati. And I'm cruising. Little night cruise. Nothing special. Just wanted to get out the house, get some of this beautiful weather before it gets really, well, I say really cold, but you know, in Florida, we're a bunch of wimps when it comes to the cold. So just wanted to get out the house, enjoy this nice fresh weather. It's probably around, I don't know, 82 degrees, which is really good in Florida. So I'm just gonna cruise around, may go to the lake, I don't know, may go to downtown DeLand by the campus, just kind of cruise around. You know, sometimes in life you get a curveball thrown at you, and the best way to get your mind off of things is just to get on the bike and let life be life, and let the bike be the life for the moment, if that makes sense. So I live down this really old country road before you get to the main highway, or the main road, and as you can see, it is pretty dark. I mean, I have to ride with my high beams on most of the time, but now that the neighborhood has a lot of more residents moving in, I don't like driving with my high beam on. Plus, for some reason, it attracts the bugs. So I just kind of leave it on the regular beam, and what I try to do is not speed through here, because there is a lot of wildlife out here. I mean, deers, raccoons, heck, I kid you not, there's a river right to my right, less than 300 yards, and it's a big river. It's the St. Johns River. It's one of Florida's biggest rivers, and I've seen alligators crossing the street here, no lie, I kid you not. I don't know where they come from, but you know, obviously from the river, but how they get to here, I don't know, but I've seen them crossing the road. So speeding down this road at night is not a good idea. You can get really hurt and get jacked up. This is about as fast as I'm gonna go on this R1, so it's kind of pointless sometimes to have an R1, such a beast of a bike, and you do 45 miles an hour down the road, so it's kind of like such overkill. That's why I love with a capital L-O-V-E, the MT-09, because it's a bike that you could just be comfortable, cruise around the neighborhood, and then at the same time get on it if you want to. So anyway, guys, this week has been pretty interesting. I've had some life changes, and but they're for the better, I guess. If I'm thinking in all honesty, not to get too much into the subject, but sometimes in life things don't go the way you planned. You know, like you can have an idea of what you want and where you want to go in life, and then sometimes you get the curveball thrown at you. Some people swing at it and attack it, other people let the curveball go. Now, as we all know, some pitchers can throw a curveball strike and you're out, and some pitchers throw a curveball but it's a foul. So, you know, you get a couple of those and you get a free base. But in life, you just never know what that curveball is going to be. You don't know if it's going to be a foul or a strike. It's kind of like you're taking a risk. But sometimes you got to do what you think is best, even though it's really hard at times to make that decision. I mean, you could think it's right and it may be wrong, and then sometimes you think it's wrong and it ends up being right. So a lot of times you gotta, you know, either pray about it, or for some people you gotta meditate on it, or for some people you go talk to maybe a counselor or a friend that you know, look up to, like a life coach, and you get some perspective on your situation and hopefully make the best out of it. And what you try to do is you try to do things that, even though they hurt, they don't hurt as bad. You try to take the high road in everything and make amends and do what you got to do to make it work for everybody, especially yourself, because at the end of the day, you and your family are what's important. Now, some people will say that that's not true,
that it's about putting others first. And you know, I have mixed opinions about that. Sometimes you can put people first before yourself, and a lot of times I actually fall victim to that. I've been the type of guy I'll come to your house, I'll do you favors, I'll help you paint, I'll help you fix your car, I'll work on your motorcycle. You know, so I'm a giver. You know, I love to buy gifts, I love to give people things, even sometimes if they don't deserve it or if they don't even ask for it. I'm happy when people are happy. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but when I do something nice and someone's happy, that brings me happiness. So sometimes in life when you get this curveball, you don't know if it's gonna be happy or not, you know? You kind of gotta go with the flow and see what happens. But if you do things with no ill will and you do things because you truly believe that they're right for you, as long as you keep your head on straight and you stay faithful and you stay, you know, basically you stay solid on your word that you're just trying to do things to make your life better, a lot of times they'll come out better. And sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, but you do it anyway, having faith or having the core belief that at the end of the day, what's best for you is going to come through. And you'll see it. And one day you can sit back and say, man, I'm glad I made that decision. So I've always been kind of like a risk taker. I don't really roll the dice, but I dissect everything that I'm getting into, and I look at the facts, and I try to, you know, think, is this what's best? Is this what's going to be best for me? And if so, and I got that good gut feeling, I just do it. Because I always have this mentality that if you give your best, no matter where you're at, if you always give your best, no one could ever say nothing bad about you. Now, if you go and give your worst, and you're constantly late, and you constantly got an excuse, and you're constantly arguing and making excuses, well then, don't be upset when things don't go your way. Because nobody likes people that don't give their best. So if you don't give your best, don't expect the best. So be a man of your word. You know, if you tell someone you're going to do something, or be a person of character, if you tell someone you're going to do something, then you do it, and you do it the best. Not half-ass, not kind of, sorta. No, you do it the best you can. And if you got to do something for free or something extra that doesn't give you personal, you know, like rewarded personally or directly or whatever, it's okay. You do it because you know why? That person or that job or that individual will remember the quality of what you did for them, and that goes a long, long way. It could lead to bigger and better opportunities. Here's a true story. In school, there was this kid that, I won't say his name in case he watches the channel, but there was this kid in my school, in my elementary school, that got picked on all the time. He was constantly getting ragged on. He was chubby, but he wasn't fat looking at it. You know, it's not like he was like obese, you know, but he was, you know, chubby. And honestly, probably I was about as chubby as he was. But because he was kind of like socially awkward at that time in his life, you know, we don't know how his personal life was, you know, if he was being abused or just had a tough life or only child or whatever the case may be. Now as adults we know. But he get picked on all the time. And I remember one time he was getting picked on and I stood up for him. Now, I got my butt spanked at school, trust me. It was not a... I kind of regretted it after. I was like, damn, I should have said nothing because, you know, I got my ass handed to me at school. But either way, years later, down the road, I was a contractor for the phone company, and I was putting a bid on a job. And when I pulled up to the job, they had it was like the communications director meet me at one of the facilities where we were going to put a bid in. And as soon as he pulled up, I recognized him from school, and I knew exactly who he was. But to not be awkward, I didn't really say nothing. I just stood quiet. And he, you know, introduced himself, and I already knew who he was, and, you know, we're chit-chatting. And then after about an hour of walking through these buildings, looking at the job that needed to be done, he basically tells me, he goes, man, didn't I go to school with you? And I was like, yeah, you did. He goes, oh man, I remember that one day you stood up for me and you got beat up. Now, mind you, this guy now looked like $1 million, man. He was slim and trim, in shape. He was super tall, man. He honestly, he looked like Captain America, but like a brown-headed version, you know, like a dark brown hair version of Captain America, but the same build. And we kind of chit-chatted about that incident, whatever. And then a few days later, he called me up and gave me the bid. You know, I got the contract, and it paid a lot of money. I mean, I won't go into detail, but I was set for the rest of the year with that job. And my point is that I did something good, and it took years and years for that goodness to pay me back. But when it paid me back, oh man, did it come back 360 full circle? It sure did. So my point is that in life, you have to do your best and give people your best. And if you give your best and you do things with a humble heart and you do things out of kindness and out of respect, and especially with love, all that comes back to you. It'll come back 100%. So don't be scared to give your best. Don't ever do something thinking, man, this sucks that I got to do this. You know, why am I doing this for? Because you may be doing it just to do it. But if you do it right and you do it well and you give it all, you do it with all your heart, somebody's gonna notice it, and somebody's gonna bless you and reward you for your hard work. So never do things half-ass. So anyway, guys, that's kind of like my little, I guess, word of the day, motivational vlog for the day. Not all of my videos are gonna be installs or you know, sneak peeks to products. Sometimes it's just gonna be me riding around chit-chatting. But it's my channel. I guess I could put whatever I want. So that's what I'm gonna do. Even though I love the tutorial parts and the installs better because that means there's more goodies for the bike. But also just like riding around and talking. So guys, that's pretty much my video. Work hard, do good things to others, and good things will come to you. And when life throws you a curveball, you ain't always gotta swing. Sometimes you could just wait, see what happens. You never know, maybe you'll get a free base. To the next one.